Hey everyone, it's Dan Wardrobe here from Flexible. I hope you're well. So today's video, what triggered this post is inside my paid group, we've had some people kicking off about how Facebook is just super expensive and how it's dead and how it's not working anymore, and how this time of the year it's a complete waste, and they're throwing their hands up in the air and Facebook is done and dusted. They don't want anything to do with it anymore. And I can understand that. It is very frustrating at times when you've got the bot shutting down accounts and BMs and personal ad accounts. It really is a pain in the backside, and I don't condone it, but I think, before we start throwing the toys out of the pram, okay, let's look at let's look how we would analyze a Facebook campaign if the shit's hit the fan and things aren't going well. You want to find where the holes in the campaign are before you start accusing Facebook of anything. All right, we have people say that the quality of traffic they're getting is just not good anymore. Okay, and they're not getting any leads, so they'll start with a click to lead of 10%, which was happening in August or July or something like that, and now it's down to 1 or 2%. So I can understand why they're frustrated, but you need to dig deeper when this type of thing happens, okay? And what we do is we look at every single stage or building block of the entire campaign, okay? And one of the guys in my group said and he's right, and it's exactly what we do as well, is that you work from left to right, okay? So the first thing you need to look at is the creative, okay? In Facebook, is your click-through rate above 2%? If it's below that, then you need to work on the creative, okay? And that's the first thing you need to work on, okay? Work on the creative, work on the hook, and work on making sure that ad resonates and it's working well with your audience, okay? The second thing you need to look at is the number of landing page views, all right? So let's say you have 100 clicks in Facebook. How many actual events are you getting on the landing page? Okay, out of 100, it should be 80 or around 80 or above, because some people obviously click back or their internet goes down, or whatever. There could be 100 reasons, but you're usually looking at around 80% of people hitting the landing page after the click. All right. So if you're at around that point, then you move on to the next thing in the funnel, which is, for us, it's a lot of the time it could be an advertorial or a quiz or starting some kind of a survey funnel. All right, so let's look at a survey funnel, which a lot of you might be familiar with. Out of those 80 people that have hit that page, how many people are starting that quiz? All right, and if you're not tracking this, then how are you going to ever make this work? All right, that's what I want to know. Don't start complaining and throwing the toys out of the pram and blaming Zuckerberg for everything if you don't know these numbers, okay? If you're using some type of survey funnel like LeadsHook, etc., then get an event to fire inside that every time someone starts the quiz, all right? And out of those 80 people, is there, maybe 30% or something like that? Let's say 30 people, just to keep the numbers simple. Out of those 80 people, are 30 people starting that quiz, all right? If not, then there's a problem with either a disconnect between the ad and the creative and the quiz and what you're offering, or the call to action might not be strong enough. It might be below the form. The button might be below the form. There could be a lot of reasons, okay? But you have to look at that, all right? And once you get that up to a decent number, then the next thing you need to look at is if people are going through this quiz and they're being told, yes, they qualify for something, and usually we take people to a different landing page when that happens, called what we call a results page. How many people are starting the quiz, finishing the quiz, and getting to the results page? All right. You need to look at those numbers. All right. And if it's not high, then there's something wrong with your quiz, or it might be too long, it might be too short. Maybe you're kicking out too many people from the funnel because they don't qualify. All right, this is something you need to look at. So let's say these 30 people have started the quiz. Let's assume that maybe a good number is around 10 people out of those 30 to finish the quiz and hit the congratulations page. It looks like you qualify for the offer. And then you've got 10 people there. If you're not converting 4 out of those 10 people, then there's a problem with the results page. Okay, so if 4 of the people complete the form on that results page and then hit the thank you page, then you know you've got 4 leads out of 100 clicks. And if the clicks are $1 each, then you're roughly looking at $25 per lead. Okay, so yes, Facebook is expensive right now, but so is a lot of other media platforms. But if you are complaining, all right, make sure you go through and have a look at every little part of the funnel. All right, inside our program, we give spreadsheets that people fill in every single day so they can quickly look through their stats on a day-to-day basis and see where things are dropping off. You know, is it the, people starting the quiz? Is that a problem? Or has something changed? You know, there's so many variables that you need to keep an eye on, and the only way to do that is know your numbers and know your data. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do want to subscribe to get more tips like this on lead generation and pay-per-click and pay-per-lead and stuff like that, then there'll be a subscribe button below this video. Please click it. It's been a pleasure speaking to you all, and I'll see you next time. Take care.